So before the game, a lot of athletes get what's called anticipatory anxiety and they get jacked up. And when they get jacked up, their brain excretes cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So your brainwave function's acting faster. It's at a higher frequency. And you would argue that it's at 20, 25 hertz. The athlete that's the elite athlete and doing things that are beyond the human belief system are the athletes that aren't at 20 hertz. These are the athletes that are at 12 hertz. They are calm in the face of chaos. They are present in the face of chaos. Okay? So most athletes are going to be oscillating at a faster frequency. And a lot of humans really like this. They like feeling adrenaline, they like feeling energized, and they like their olfactory improved and their peripheral vision and their musculature. Okay, let's go. Then they compete. They're fatigued, but they still have a lot of cortisol, catecholamines, and adrenaline flushing through their body. New Calm is exceptionally valuable for the recovery aspect of all sports. For the last 13 years, we've been helping the best athletes in the world across 56 professional sports teams, UFC, tennis, golf, auto racing. We've also been working with the elite military, Special Forces operators, Navy SEALs, Air Force Special Operations Command, Border Patrol, BORTAC, BORSTAR, the FBI Hostage Rescue Team. You kind of get the idea. We allow people to do what they need to do to access very high levels of frequency. But most importantly, when they're done, we allow them to recover. So we can literally take the brainwave function of a human being, as crazy and as intense as they are, and put them in a state as alpha and theta, which is just above deep sleep. This is where meditating monks can bring their brainwave function to. Across the last 14 years, we've not met a professional athlete who's also a monk. So we can bring the benefit of being a monk to the brain of the athlete. And the important aspect of this is simple. When your brainwave is oscillating at a certain frequency, theta, 4 hertz to 7 hertz, your cells are cleaning their toxins, your mitochondria is being restored, and we are oxygenating the entire body from your prefrontal cortex to your toes. Why is that important to an athlete? Because when you're oxygenated, we are lowering inflammation, we are lowering lactic acid, allowing for a faster, expedited recovery without drugs. So the athlete will literally just put headphones on, an eye mask, mobile device, they're getting their hotel bed or bed at home, they'll lie down for 30 minutes, we will expedite their recovery, their musculature, their mental recovery, and they're ready to perform again. Injury is part of sport. That's life. When someone is injured, especially if it's a contract year or they're getting older, the fear factor and the anxiety of I have to heal faster, that mental anxiety actually accelerates the stress level and slows down the recovery. Your mind is actually working against your healing response. The key to healing, and the medical community can say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. The key to healing is to be able to bring your brainwave function to alpha and theta. Because when your brainwave is at a certain frequency, your inflammation is lowered, your resilience is increased, and your lactic acid is removed. If we can lower the stress response and slow down inflammation, the body knows how to heal. The challenge is, in an injury, the body brings a tank to a knife fight. It's called our immune system. And we have all this stuff coming, right? If we can resolve that by simply putting you into a state of calm, of relaxed, you don't have to do anything. This isn't about our mind trying to trick our body. This is about physics and mathematics simply taking you to a place that allows your body to be in the optimal healing state. We have many examples. We've been working with concussions in football in the NHL and UFC. Anything, any bodily injury, whether it's a hematoma, a bruise, a twisted knee, or concussive act, it's all about lowering the inflammation response. And it's not about putting gels or wraps on the external part of the body. It's the internal piece that's the key. And it's all regulated by your brainwave. So we have a really powerful, predictable tool that allows to accelerate your healing. We had a hockey player in the NHL, a very profound, very well-known hockey player who took an injury to his shoulder and came back 6 weeks early. How did he do it? He didn't do it because he was sitting in his hotel room worrying. He did it because he was new calming twice a day and accelerating the healing response. This happens all the time. So it's a tool to facilitate healing because athletes are human. We can't expect an athlete to be like, hey, don't worry about that. You're hurt and you're sitting in the hotel room while your team is failing around you and they're missing you and you're missing them. Stop worrying about it. Telling an athlete to stop worrying about it and to relax is not the answer. Putting them in a state to relax and heal is the answer.